Hello everyone, this is SWTOR Snoopy here, back with another SWTOR Republic video. Today I have for you guys another SWTOR Republic highlight video. In today's highlight video, we're going to be soloing the Corellia World Boss, aka Lucky, the Dread-infused Rancor. So this is going to be a pretty interesting video, essentially just, tactics and trying to survive. Definitely was different when it comes down to, I say, like using tactics for a fight, at least for me. But overall, I think this is definitely a good highlight video. So I hope you guys enjoy this SWTOR Republic highlight video. If you do, then make sure to leave a like. And if you guys want some gaming mints, then check the link in the description down below, Catalyst Gaming Mints. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in this highlight. Alrighty guys, so let's get into this right now. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. So like I said, this guy is going to do quite a bit of damage. So that's going to be something you do have to keep in mind, of course. So like I said, he's going to be doing quite a bit of damage, and that is something you kind of have to realize is, this guy does, do some serious damage. But it's nothing you can't handle if you are careful. Like I said, this is kind of like the kiting boss of the game. That's why I like to call it, essentially. It's just kiting a boss. So like I said, he's just going to continue to head after me. And obviously, not good at all. Just him chasing me. But it is necessary, essentially. So that's actually not going to reflect right there, so that's not going to be good. I'm going to quickly move away just to get away from him. But like I said, this is the boss fight that I was mentioning, aka, the kiting boss fight, because that's essentially what it is. It's trying to kite the best you possibly can. It can be a bit annoying, however, if I'm not going to lie. You just got to continue to just run away from him just to get away, because he has abilities that are pretty devastating if you aren't careful. So like I said, still just running away, trying to survive overall. So there we go, just going to continue to use a bunch of different abilities. Just going to have to kite him, because as you can tell, we aren't taking too much damage, but this guy overall, just like in general, when you go over time, it can pack quite a punch. So it's not something you really want to deal with, if I'm being honest. I'm just going to continue to run away from him. Like I said, just trying to stay away, because he is going to continue to do a ton of damage. So just going to get some extra heals on me. Just heal back up a little. I'm probably going to take a lot of damage in a second. He's going to attack my companion for some reason, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and cleanse him a bit, just to make sure he's okay, because my companion does need to live. So let's be honest, if my companion's not living, then what are we really doing here? So just throw that right there. Just going to, like I said, just do a bunch of damage just to try and stay alive. Gonna continue to run away. Just gotta kind of not lose my rhythm, because if I lose my rhythm, then I'm gonna have issues. So like I said, just carrying him around the arena, and we aren't having an issue. We are taking a lot of damage, however, though, as you can probably tell. So there we go. Just gonna try to interrupt that. It's gonna fail, so that's actually not gonna be too good for me. That failed right there. So just quickly throwing down some abilities. Just gonna have him reflect a little. I'm actually just gonna try to run away from that, because that ability is gonna hurt me quite a bit. There we go. Just trying to juke. This is the fighting game, or this is, the game of just juking, just trying to stay away from an enemy. Now, with this boss fight, I think you should kind of treat it like a game. And this game is look at the in-game clock and then see, how much time has passed. Because this fight, like I said, is going to take quite a long time. If you even look, this guy has a ton of HP, just an absolute juggernaut. And that is kind of expected, if I'm being completely honest, especially with a boss fight like this. And the reason behind that is obviously, with a boss fight like this, he is bound to have a ton of HP because he is on a higher level planet. So that is something to always consider. So I'm taking quite a bit of damage, so I'm quickly going to reduce my threat just at the hopes that I can do kind of like a self-sacrifice with my companion. But yeah, this boss fight is definitely very, very difficult, just because, like, even though it looks very simple, it's really just trying to, like, manage your companion, and also trying to make sure that, you know, I don't exactly die, because let's be honest, you know, I'm getting very close to death at some points with this, and screwing up, you know, like, essentially just really messing up my, like, just, like, what I'm doing, which is kind of, like, cutting this boss, like, intensely, is going to really end up costing me if I'm not smart about it. Now, I don't want to speak too soon, but I think I almost got a rhythm down, essentially. And, I mean, it's just kind of like cornering him around here, and then occasionally interrupting his ground abilities, like the ground smash and etc. I'm kind of, like I said, just kind of like kiting this guy around, just intensely, just really trying to kite him around. Because, I mean, this guy does quite a bit of damage, like I said. And it's kind of weird because, I mean, he doesn't attack much. It's just that the times he does attack, his abilities do an insane amount of damage. And that's kind of the, like, thing here. And there was someone talking in the chat right there. I can see that. But you know what? We're just going to go ahead and close the chat. Let's not get distracted right here by people talking in the chat, because I do that way too often. Okay, let my companion heal himself. I don't have any defensives. This is going to be very rough right now. Just going to have to quickly heal up. Just get away from this guy. My Unity is up, though. This is going to be like a grace period. And that's the nice thing about Unity. Now I have 50% damage reduction. So I have like a little grace period to essentially go after this guy and not have to worry about too much. Okay, so he actually did get quite a few debuffs on my companion. I'm going to quickly cleanse that. Let my companion, like I said, have his little off time where he can heal himself while I'm able to just run away. And just quickly stop that ground stomp. And like I said, I mean, I'm just taking him in a circle. It's like Ring Around the Rosie right here. Just keeping this guy in a circle. But this is probably the worst part. Like, what's happening right now is probably the worst situation, is when I'm, like, essentially out of defensives. Because when this guy goes around, he's going to cause a lot of problems. Like, this is where I'm going to take a ton of damage, and I have to really try my best to kite. So, yeah, guys, we're still going at it, as you can probably tell. And this guy's getting much, much lower. But, like I said, he still has a ton of HP. That's the main issue with this guy. He still has 2.1 million HP. And that is, of course, kind of expected, if I'm being completely honest. This guy is very, very powerful, has a ton of HP, and is overall just kind of a pain. So, still going after this guy. And, I mean, I gotta say, if, like I said, I don't know how long I've been at this, probably, like, I think, like, 30, maybe 30 minutes. I don't know. Obviously, you guys can see, like, when I started the fight. But, definitely, it's been quite some time that I've been doing this. But I think that's kind of the joy of it, is if I do succeed at this, I'm going to be very happy. If I don't, then I'm going to be very, very mad. But definitely one thing to take away from this, even if for some reason I did fail, like 100%, this is possible to take out, even now with the level sync. You know, taking this guy out is possible, but definitely it will be a pain. I mean, as you can probably tell, just, you know, by all this, it will still be a pain. But definitely this is possible. Probably the mistake I made, and obviously I can't correct it now, is I should have probably gotten a ranged companion for this, mainly because, as you can tell, you know, just a ranged companion would have helped a ton, at least with some of the stuff that I'm dealing with right now. I don't think that interrupted. Okay, well, it might have been the last second interrupt. I don't know, but yeah, this is so interesting. I think it's cool either way. This is probably, honestly, like I said, lucky. He's lucky because he doesn't have the fearful, you know, debuff for a world boss, essentially, because he was added with the Dread Ops when that came out. As you can probably tell, because he just looks like some crazy creature. But I mean, that is something that is pretty helpful right there. Now, I haven't used my you know, power adrenal this whole entire kind of like fight. I know that possibly some people may be wondering why. Is essentially, you know, this adrenal that I have right here, it you know, really does quite a few things. One of which is not making sure my companion doesn't die. That's one thing right there. But you know what the adrenal does is it actually reduces the amount of like healing I do by 20%. And as much as it's good to use power to really attack this guy, this is a race of kind of like patience, not a race of just trying to burn the boss, because let's be honest, I'm not going to burn this boss. He has way too much HP, and especially even at the end, I'm still going to keep doing the mechanics, because like, even though this guy will be very low, or he's getting lower, it's like, it's still very, very easy to mess up, and I really don't want to take the risk of trying to like burn the boss and just like end up dying at the very end in that way, because that would be a very kind of like annoying way to die. Because I mean, with what I'm doing right now, I feel like, you know, I got kind of like a good thing going right now, but you know, it's definitely not it's not what I expected. I mean, jumping into this, I did not think I would like kind of like figure out a pattern for this boss fight, if I'm being completely honest. Like, did not think that would happen, because I knew like you had to kite him. I've done this before, tried with level sync, and it didn't work out too well. But it's just like, just kind of like figuring out a pattern is definitely something that I was not expecting to actually do. So now I have 50% actually, you know, reduced HP, or not reduced HP, but damage reduction. So that's gonna help us a ton right here. Just gonna cleanse. Okay, I almost got stuck there. Okay, no, we do not want to get stuck again, because that was a huge scare. I mean, I did not know how to react, 'cause it was just like very quick. But the slash stuck didn't, you know, it placed me in a different spot and it actually didn't kill me. So I was very, very happy that it didn't kill me, because, you know, just getting stuck in an object in this game is not something you want. Definitely don't want to deal with that. I think the best thing about this boss fight right now, at least my favorite thing about this boss fight, is that it looks like he's so close to being taken out. But just being completely honest, this guy is not even close to being taken out yet. I mean, it's just like he has such little HP, but it's just like the amount that's taking to actually take this guy out is so ridiculous. Like, this guy is an absolute tank. But if I remember correctly, when I did do this with a ton of people, you know, with a ton of people, this guy gets taken out fairly easily. But it's just like, at the same time, it's just really annoying. But then again, I don't think they planned on having people try to take this guy out alone. I'm pretty sure that was not their intention. But, you know, hey, one can just think and believe. Okay, so just like I said, not trying to say, you know, I'm going to do it. But there's a good chance I'll do it. You know, there's a good chance that I may succeed. But I'm really hoping karma isn't going to be on my side right now. You know, really hoping that isn't the case. Just, you know, keeping up this stuff. Not trying to change what I'm currently doing, because it has worked for me so far. Okay, so I am out of most defensives. This is kind of bad as well, because I'm like out of defenses right now, so I can't really you know, combat much against this guy right now. So still just trying to be careful. Like I said, just DPSing him down as best I possibly can, just making sure that I can live. Just gonna heal myself up, because heals are more important. Like I said, it is slow and steady who wins the race. It's not gonna be the guy that goes out and tries to DPS him as much as he possibly can. It's gonna be the guy who tries to be very careful. Oh no, I did not mean to do that. Okay, that's actually kind of bad. Oh no, he's going after my companion now. Please no, we are not gonna screw this up at the very end. If we screw this up at the very end, I don't even know what I would do, guys. Like, we are so close, just so close to taking him out. Like 90k HP. We can't screw up now. It's still possible, but it's very, very unlikely. Even though our buffs are almost out, I just realized that, you know, my buffs have been going the whole time. So just still going away from this guy. Just trying to get away from him. Alright, so here it is. Just almost done. Please no, we are so close. It cannot end like this. Just quickly get some DPS on him. Just try to DPS him down overall. And there we go. Down Lucky goes. So let's just loot him right here. See what we got. Just honestly, guys, that was totally worth it. That was worth the whole entire struggle. And I'm pretty sure, you know, my gear probably got damaged like severely. So we can try to check to see what the repair bill is. Not too bad. It's essentially what we did. So if you want the title, then you know, totally do this away. Definitely not. But yeah, I mean, that was us taking out Lucky. Definitely would not recommend, but it is possible. So I hope you guys enjoyed the Star Wars The Old Republic highlight video. If you did, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.